Yeah, man. Where do NFL players get cannabis, man? Like where do you guys get cannabis back then? Like obviously allegedly black market or whatever, but like were there people coming to the arenas and stuff, or can you talk about that a bit?
No, I mean it depends. Like, it's a whole it's a whole culture, and it looks different in each market, but it kind of all looks the same, right? Like, a guy who knows a guy, but it's always, a safe guy. So that first guy is someone who's close. Sometimes it's a teammate. Sometimes it's someone who works for the team, who knows somebody where you can secure that I have a safe way to get access to this without it being made public.
Yeah,
And
man.
that's kind of the nature of the trap anyway, it's a covert operation, and so you just find someone you trust, and you're good.
Such
But
a
now,
weird.
but now, if you're in a legal state, you just go to the dispensary. You know?
So with these guys that are in the
Or you
legal
now, if you're in a legal state, you just get it delivered to your house.
the guys that
So,
are in the legal states now, like these guys that are playing in legal states, can they consume? Are they allowed to consume cannabis?
well, when we say allowed, it's considered a ban. It's considered a substance of abuse to the NFL, and if you fail a drug test, you won't be suspended, but you will be fined. But the NFL only tests once a year in a 4-week period. So once you pass that test, you're good, unless you get in trouble for some reason. But you're good. So yeah. So the rule book says no, you're not supposed to, but in reality, yes, yeah,
Yeah.
you can smoke.
So basically they're setting it up to try to allow it almost in a sense, but they're not at the end of
Yeah,
the day, which is
yeah.
obviously nice. I mean, a lot of these guys are probably using this to get them through scenarios, mindful thinking, all kinds of things, right? I mean, even some of these head injuries and things like that. That's a good question, actually. Have you had many head injuries yourself? Have you?
So any person who's played in the NFL, any person who's played in the NFL, okay, at all. Then you say anyone who's played running back in the NFL, anyone who's played in the NFL for over 10 years, okay, all of those people are checked 100% of the time, have had multiple head trauma. All. And I check all those boxes. So yes, yeah, yeah.
Wow, man. It's so. I think I seen that somewhere where it was like 99%, 0.9% of players are affected by head trauma, man, which is wild because a lot of these guys, they're coming to points, man, where they're harming themselves, they're making outrageous decisions, and I think that all plays a major factor in the mind, right?
Well, how could it not? How could it not? We know that our executive function, like the root of our emotional responses, are all in the brain. And when you're jostling it around and there's scar tissue and trauma, it's just not going to work as effectively. Nothing is done if nothing is done